Hello everyone and welcome back to another video that you're watching right now from my YouTube channel. Today we are actually here to talk about quite a lot of stuff that has came out. Okay, the Silverwolf SP drip marketing has actually just gotten released, and we have quite a bunch of things that's getting to talk about. Okay, following with the leaks that has happened with the future crumbs about Elation'S and Silverwolf SP that's currently going on right now, and etc. Yeah, like it's absolutely really crazy when we think about what's happening right now, by the way, because Elation'S is like a master love character. Her splash art contains Trailblazer element, her teammates are Yao Kong and EMC, and then we have Silverwolf on the other hand, which is an SP type character, and she's getting a lot of hate currently right now, by the way. Silverwolf SP is because she's an SP type character, and also her design is extremely lazily done, is what people do believe. There's a lot of hate blowing up on social media currently right now. There's a lot of polls going on that is taking over on Elation'S, really up there, and because also people are not driven so good really that badly really with an SP type character that's taken over an anniversary main push like that. And also the fact that it feels so random for people to take into consideration for like someone like Silverwolf. Even so, how popular is she? Like what's up with the love for the character out of so randomly? What about all the other SP type character that exists in Honkai Star Rail for Silverwolf to get this kind of level of like love randomly, by the way. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy to think about what's really happening right now, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, so with the after drip marketing, we can only say that tomorrow is going to be Elation'S drip marketing. By the way, probably the same time that SP Wolf came out today with the drip marketing, and the confirmed thing that we know about currently right now is that imaginary Elation SP Wolf, and then we got physical Elation Elation'S. Now there's two things to like point out, by the way, over here is that for me personally, right, I'm still planning to skip on SP Wolf. Now this is probably going to be pretty rough for me personally though, because I could be potentially maybe looking at some endgames being pretty bad. Because one is that I already have a physical DPS, which is Elation'S, right? Now my case is that I already have a Silverwolf, but the thing is that with another SP type character that's like this, I'm not too sure if I do kind of feel like it. There's no hate on these kind of characters. It's just the fact that I personally think that I already have a Silverwolf. I'm not super freaking into her that I want to try to keep buying all the SP types, by the way, right? Yeah, so I'm not too sure about Silverwolf's way of me pulling her, by the way. But it's the way that I see. I think I do really like the fact that Elation'S, because I am a huge fan of Yai. So I personally do really like Yai Sakura, and I'm thinking of buying. I'm thinking of pulling Yai Sakura and skipping Silverwolf SP though. That's still currently in my plan right now, right? But being an imaginary Elation character, we're gonna have to see what's the lineup gonna be ending up. And we're gonna also have to see what's really gonna end up in the future, like stuff like endgames and etc. By the way, it's not gonna be so bad, because let's just be honest that we all have Cassie Premium, we all have Dot Premium, and then I'm probably gonna be trying to fix my break as well alongside of the way, so it's not gonna be so bad, by the way. But depending on how this is all gonna turn out, we can actually find out what's gonna really happen, because yeah, one way or another, that whether if we don't have an imaginary Elation or we don't really have a proper imaginary DPS, I don't think it really pretty much matters so much, because I'm hearing also another thing that Welt is also getting like a buff apparently, so that's what I'm hearing and stuff like that. And then Firefly is also getting a buff and etc. So if you do have these kind of teams alongside of it, I think it's not going to be so bad for you though, personally. But we're going to have to find out what's going to really happen with 4.2 beta over here, by the way. But my plans are going to most likely just stay the way that I think it is, by the way. Yeah. I'm going to probably just skip this anniversary character and just get my Evanesia and just move on, because one way do I do kind of feel that personally that I'm getting a little bit more tired with the way that they market characters like this and etc. Because I personally feel that I wanted to also feel like that I wanted them to promote Yai a little bit. Okay, now it does kind of make sense that there's a Japan political issue going on right now, so it's kind of feel that way. But at the same time, I'm not expecting like huge kind of thing to happen, by the way, with like elation and etc. We knew what's going to really happen, right? But with the SP Wolf's design is what's really knocking me, because I was kind of also hoping that she would have a little bit of a different design in general. The way that I feel like the way she looks is that it's typically literally the same as her other Silver Wolf, old Silver Wolf form, by the way, and that's what's making me slightly disappointing, because it's just like there's nothing no difference, by the way. One is a quantum that applies weakness and give you weakness. This is an imaginary elation main DPS. So what's the whole entire point, right? That's what's making me think like, oh, like, do I need this character or do I need this team or not, right? Or should I focus on someone that I really like? Or should I focus on the meta? Because one is that, yeah, like this is gonna be a meta character, so I'm gonna like if I pull, okay, like I've suited out for a meta. But the way that I think that if I still not gonna be enjoying the way that I think that I'm gonna like this character in general, because I already have a silver wolf. And should I go for a SP type this time and also skip a character that I have not gotten one, by the way, which is the Evanesia, right? Now, if I, let's just say for an example, maybe I did actually get one of these characters early, by the way, and win my 50s, and I ended up having way more pulls. I'm not too sure whether getting two characters in a single patch is gonna be ending me up in a good spot either, because the way that I think that it's going to be pretty rough to move forward with that kind of lineup. Because the way that we already know with the leaks going on right now is that both the teams are going to have their whole set of premium lineups coming out. So getting both of them is going to be super rough. Like I did mention to you guys way earlier before, by the way. And Silver Wolf SP's team, as much as going to be really, really good for you guys, it's going to be an expensive lineup. Because Parksy, Yao Kwang, Silver Wolf, and the last spot for a healer, it looks like we're going back completely back again with Castrius Premium, by the way. Yeah, and if this is whether it's a need or a must pull kind of character for the anniversary or not, I'm not too sure at all, by the way, personally, but it looks very expensive. And it looks kind of like a character that you're gonna have to invest eventually. And are we gonna actually like go on these kind of routes every year and etc. is what comes into my brain itself. So that's the reason why, like for me personally, Evanesia fits in every way for me, because I really like Yai Sakura. She's, I think, really pretty. And I have never been a huge fan of Silver Wolf or not. I like her, I think she's cute. But I think she's a very skippable character for me. Now, take into consideration this will be rough for me, yeah, but that's completely okay. I think I'm gonna be the type of person that I've already had rough lineups in the past, and it's probably not going to be that bad. If we're not going to be able to clear, it's probably not going to be able to 12 star, by the way. Maybe I'll just take a 10 or 11 star on each lineups, and I'll just take like a 34 stars or something like that on the MOC and just keep moving on further with it though. So it's probably not going to be so bad. And then, like I said, like there's more characters coming out. We got Himeko SP coming out, we got Robin SP coming out, we got Nihilux coming out, so it's probably not going to be so bad. But we'll find out what's going to really happen with the beta though, and what's going to happen with their kit, etc. and all that stuff. Anyways, let's just move on, by the way. Okay, so let's just put it this way, maybe it's not going to be so rough, because I don't really think a lot of the Abyss or like the end games are just gonna come out with a buff that's just gonna be only for Silverwolf being there or her team, and then they're gonna ignore all the other teams. Most likely that you can also use the Remembrance lineups and just move on with it as well, right? That would be the way, because the way that I personally think that Elation is super niche and is very lenient with their teammates is what they actually think, by the way. Okay, but let's just say, okay, so let's just put it like this way that you guys are thinking. Okay, we're gonna get both. Okay, we're gonna get both Evanesia, and we're gonna get Silverwolf. Okay, we gotten it, by the way. But take into consideration what the leaks mentioned, that this is still a very expensive lineup. You're gonna have to consider Sparksy, Yao Guang, Evanesia, Silverwolf, and then alongside with more new characters in the future as well, which means that you can actually invest on these two teams at once in this year, but your year is going to be completely packed. So if they ever want to release a dot unit or a break unit in the future, you're not going to have enough pulls. And if you're actually hoping to think that you're going to be winning your 50s, that's going to be pretty hard, because for me personally, I do think that I'm not so lucky with the way that I have went, and I can't really actually cope or hope on my 50s being won most of the times, by the way, because when I do not really win my 50s, and I end up losing and getting a character on 100 pulls, right? That's what's happening right now. If I do get these characters early, it's gonna allow me to actually plan more. But the way that I feel that I am not going to be able to plan more further is because of me losing these 50s, is what I'm actually thinking at it right now. Because I do want to really, really fix my break team this year, as much as I've forgotten to fix it for the past few years, and I got Firefly for the reason, and she's getting buffed in 4.2, which will allow me to actually fix my break team later by getting Dahlia alongside with it, by the way. So, basically, by the time 4.3 or something like that comes out, it will allow me to fix, because since I already have Fugue, already have invested on her, and I already have most of the break characters already, so it will allow me to basically fix my break team immediately, and it will be a lot more easier for me. But if I were to get a new character or a new DPS, is going to be rough, by the way, because that means that I have to invest on a new character, new DPS, new support, and new healer, and etc. But if I were to actually not fix my break team, it's not going to be rough, because a lot of people said that it's already an expensive lineup out there, and if you're not going to be fixing your break team and you pull for a brand new team, it's more cost and more investments needed, by the way. When you already have Fugue, Firefly, Rowan, May, Dahlia, you're gonna get your break is easily fixed, and you can just move on from there. Yeah, so that's what I personally think. So let me know your thoughts. And I think one of the biggest downsides for me personally is that I lost to Sparksy, by the way, and I'm super close. I'm actually at 72 PD right now for Yao Guang. And let's be honest, a lot of people are telling me just get Sparksy and skip Yao Guang. I think that's going to be rough, because the issue is that what people are saying right now is that Yao Guang is a key for most teams, and both the teams, by the way, right? Both the teams need to have her at most. Whether if you do have Hanabi or not, or Sparksy or not, it's going to be a second consideration for you, right? But if I were to actually get both of them, then I'm going to be ready for SP Wolf's team. But the issue right now that I lost, and I got Hycelins on 200 polls, and now I'm actually pushing out for Yao Guang's team. It's actually not so bad. I'm going to be able to get Yao Guang within this week, or by the time Sunday arrives, I'm going to be able to get her 100%. Okay, I'm guaranteed 72 is going to go in, by the way, right? But for Sparksy, I don't really think so, by the way. Now, this is going to be rough, because the way that I think Sparksy is extremely important. She's a punchline generating machine, is what they do say, right? So, since I can't get Sparksy, it's already looking pretty bad for me for SP Wolf, by the way, even if I do get her or not. Because EMC is not going to do so much of magic in that team, by the way. People are already saying maybe she could. by the way, and whether if I am gonna be able to get Sparksy on a rerun and just fix my teams or not, it's gonna be another kind of situation where that's going to be rough, because what if a character by that time is going to be Himiko SP that I can't really get, or maybe my Dahlia comes in as a rerun and I can't really get her. So I think that's going to be rough, whether if we do or not. But in a general, I think we're going to have to really see on these characters' kits, I think, to actually decide more further, I think. Yeah. We really need to see on their kit. But the team lineups are already pretty bad for me. Yeah. It's super bad for me. Yeah. One team is already cooked. Another team for Evanesia, yeah, like she's totally able to fulfill. She's gonna fulfill in for me personally. But SP Wolf, I'm not too sure. Yeah, SP Wolf kit is probably, I'm hoping like this for both of these characters, for Evanesia and SP Wolf, by the way, right? That the both of them work together and I'm able to put Evanesia in SP Wolf's team, then I can run that team together. I don't think this is gonna happen, by the way. This is just my hope and dream. I'm hoping, and yeah, like etc. Dream, right? That Evanesia works in SP Wolf's team, because they should have done that, and that would have been amazing if they did that, right? We would not have this much of problems if they did that, right? But again, I don't know what the fuck is Hoyo thinking in their themselves, by the way, to split both of the teams separately, right? Because if they really put both of them together, oh dude, this would be so much more easier for all of us here. But we can all hope that the beta is gonna change a little bit of their kit, by the way, and maybe it won't be so restrictive. Then we can put both of them together. Yeah, hopes, fingers crossed.
Yeah, so basically, with so many things that's happening currently right now, is one of the major point to actually note about the currently right now the community is still against Silverwolf SP's design. It's because, like I mentioned previously in the beginning, that a lot of people are against the design. They were looking forward to something more than just not the same old Silverwolf character that we did saw earlier before with the old Silverwolf. It's literally the same with the design, by the way. And then two is that they push Yai Sakura into a non-main push character, considering that this it's actually the first Yai Sakura into Honkai Star Rail. Then on the third part about it, that the anniversary main push is actually an SP type character. Now let's just look into the side of it that they have no choice. They had to actually do this because of the Japan and China political issues that's currently going on right now between their games. But I don't think that they actually genuinely cared to actually note out that the fact that they had to do this because of that problem, but they did not really bother to actually take into consideration how the community would have felt about these kind of situations right now. So there's a lot of issues currently going on right now that people are against this, because a lot of people are actually very much really love Yai Sakura and Evanesia's release and design very much so, because she's a new character that's coming into Honkai Star Rail. But she's being done extremely dirty, by the way, even so that she could be in a complete different patch, or even so a different kind of like a non-anniversary main push. But the fact that she was a main push and they had to change her to SP Wolf to make more room for SP Wolf to be a main push character when Evanesia was one, and then they took off a lot of Japanese references and etc. from Planet Acadia to give more room to actually hide the fact that Japan issue that actually happened in the game was actually pretty bad for Hoyo to take that kind of decision. But they had to do it to actually for a reason though. But I think this is not looking good in the community, by the way, regardless whether if they're gonna both make equal sales in the game, or what we actually personally think on both characters or not, and etc. It's just our personal opinion at the very end of the day. But what's actually happening right now between the community is pretty bad. Yeah, everyone is onto each other's neck right now on SP Wolf and Evanesia's design, and regardless what we think and who we like about each character, it's looking pretty bad, because they have clearly done this for a reason with Japan issue and CN issues impacting the player base and the fan bases decision of liking a certain character that's new, instead of them forcing people into an SP type character that they should just get and just move on from instead. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know your thoughts on my Discord. Join in my Discord and let me know your thoughts. And this is Angel over here, and I'll catch you guys all in another video. Thank you so much, and see you guys. Bye bye.